This is Bill Murray once again with a new video on setting up the Ecobee thermostat. In the Clayton mobile homes, they have started using the Ecobee 4 instead of the Ecobee 3 Lite, which they have been using to power up these new furnaces. Now, the setup that I'm going to do today will work for the smart comfort that is in the Clayton mobile homes, but it'll also work if you're using an Ecobee on a carrier system, a Goodman system, a train system, most any system that has the reversing valve energized in the cooling cycle. So let's get started. The first thing you need to make sure of is that the breaker at the very bottom of the furnace behind this plastic is in the on position. Also, at your breaker box, you should have a heat pump breaker as well as a breaker, sometimes two, listed for the furnace. Make sure they are on. If you're not too familiar with breakers, in a breaker panel like this, it will be to the center. All the handles will be to the center. Sometimes the breaker for the outside unit will be in a box on the outside if it is located near the service entrance to the house. Once you make sure all the breakers are on, your thermostat should come up and look like this, where it says, "Hi there, let's get started." If you'll hit "Let's get started," the easiest way to go through to make sure you get to all the things is to hit that I'm an Ecobee Pro. Hit next. It'll ask you if you understand. You tell it you do. Hit the skip. And it says, yes, I only have the RC connected. If you hit that you have the RC and RH both connected, when it gets into the winter months, it will not allow your auxiliary heat to come on. So make sure you tell it that, yes, you only have the RC connected. You're also using a single speed variable fan. Now this is the part that you want to make sure of. On your thermostat, it should say that you have wiring detected in the RC, the G, the Y1, the OB, the C, the Y1. If you have anything different than that, if there's anything else lit up, or if all of these are not lit up, you'll usually have a button down here that says modify. Do not use that. Go back and call your installer or your service technician. Now this is the new thing on the Ecobee 4 over the Ecobee 3, is you do have the option to hook up humidifiers, dehumidifiers, or ventilators. Unless you have installed some of these mobile homes come with no accessories installed. Unless you live in somewhere besides the United States, you want to hit Fahrenheit for this. You have an air-to-air system. And this is the key. You want to energize the system or the reversing valve on cool. Like I said, that goes for carrier systems, Goodman systems, train systems, Miller or Nordine systems, Intertherm, all energized in the cooling mode. Now, unless you have a gas furnace, this is the difference. If you have a gas furnace, you would want to disable. But if you're using an electric furnace, what you want to do is make sure it says enable. That's so that your auxiliary can come on. And then hit next, and you do not want to limit it, so make sure that this one is on disable. You have a furnace, and you want your fan controlled by the thermostat. Now you can name this whatever you want to, thermostat office, but most people just leave it in My Ecobee. Now, if you have Wi-Fi set up in your house, at this point you can go ahead and select your Wi-Fi network, enter your password for that, and it will set it up to where you can use it through your phone. You can also set it up with any of the iSystems. For now, we'll hit, if you don't have it set up, you can always come back and set this up later. So for now, just hit skip the Wi-Fi setup and go forward. I always start out here in the off position. Now, it comes set to where your heat will be set at 69. I usually like to turn that up to 70. Most people are cold at 69 in the heat mode. And in the air conditioning mode, I usually turn this down to 75. It will not let those two, if you run it in auto mode, will not let those two become closer than 5 degrees. You can actually set it wherever you want to. That's just where we usually start out. Set it for the United States. If you live, this would be setting it basically for your time zone. Here we're located in East Tennessee. We're on the Eastern time zone, so we set it for New York. The time right now is 4:50 p.m. and the date is October 17th. If you need to change this, it's as simple as just touching that and moving it up and down. Now your Ecobee is ready. Just hit finish mode and there you go. Now to operate it past this, you can hit the up here where it says off. It will bring up your options for heat, cool, auto, or auxiliary, or off. Right now it's kind of cool in here, so we're going to go with the heat, but instead of hitting heat, I want to hit the auto button to show you what your options are here. This will show you that your heat is set for 70, your air is set for 75. Now this is great for those days where it's cool in the morning, cool at night, but it gets hot in the day. This is a good option so that it brings your air conditioner on when it gets hot during the day, but it'll bring your heat on so it'll be nice and warm for you in the morning. And that will take you through the setup and get you ready to go. Now if you get into a house that has already, the thermostat had already been powered up, maybe before the heat pump was set up, or something just doesn't seem to be working right, you didn't get all these steps, it's as simple as going into your settings and going down and hitting reset. When you do that, it will ask you, do you want to reset all? Tell it yes, and then it will take you back to where you can go through all of those steps that we just went through. And at this point, you should be in the point where it is heating and or cooling wherever you want it. Now sometimes you will see a little message that comes up here if you're setting up for the first time, it's never had power onto the system, that it will say calibrating, heat and cool is disabled. That is so that the thermostat can sit here and calibrate itself, and when it does that, it can take it as long as 15 minutes before any part of the system will come on. Another thing that we run into from time to time, you'll see there that it says that it is set between 70 and 75, and it's going to hold that until 11:30. At 11:30, it will roll into its scheduling, which is where the next schedule point is. And you can change those options in your scheduling. If you do decide to hook it to your Wi-Fi and use it on your phone, you can change it all there, or you can change it here in your settings. Simply go into your settings, go down here to schedule, and there you have your schedule, and you can change it as you want to. Now for some of our people, they're at home all the time. They do not want scheduling. They don't want it to change. They get tired of it setting its own time period and all that. So for those, simply go into your setting, go from the home screen, click that button down there, go into your settings, go to preferences, go down to hold action, and you'll see that it says that it will hold the action. Like if you change the time, it'll hold that until the next scheduled activity. If you don't want it to do that and you just want it to stay where you want it, simply click hold until I change it. And then it will stay at whatever you have it set for. That should get you through most of the problems that you'll see, most of the things that you'll run into with an Ecobee. If you have any other questions, I would recommend calling your installer and having them check it if you have any problems beyond that. Hope you have a good experience with your Ecobee. Be sure to follow us or subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video, please comment. Thank you.